One of the ways that we recommend that we fill the screw holes required is once you've countersunk your screw hole, you really need a nice wooden plug of the same material that that you're laying your decking board out of. So here we have a bit of pine, and here's the plug cutter. This is what it looks like. It's just a very sharp blade that's designed to actually cut the core out. Best done with a drill press. This holds the material firm and steady, and we can get a nice action just bringing the plug cutter down. I'll show you how easy it is to do. Safety first. So once you've cut your plug, it's quite simple. You just need a little screwdriver or some little device, and you just flick that little puppy out, and there she is. Well, I can get her out there for you. There it is. So there's your plug. It's actually tapered on the top, so it would go in that way up. There's a little taper, make it easy to put in the hole. It's best if you see the grain here. When you install that, you'll be able to align it with the grain so that it all runs in the same direction. When it's smoothed off, you won't even know it's there. Now this is a job you could really do at any stage during the installation of your deck. You could get right to the end and finish it, and then go back and fill your holes. But yeah, we've got a little plug here, we cut that earlier. We've got a countersunk screw here, which is a stainless steel screw. We've countersunk it down here into the hole. I guess it's countersunk to around about 6mm depth, something like that. There's the plug we're going to install. A little bit of exterior PVA glue, it's always a good idea. Keep it in there. We don't need a lot, we just need a little button of that. Put the cap back on. And it's a good idea if you can, you identify the grain. You clearly see the grain of the timber here. We're going to identify the grain in the top of the plug, and we just line it up. Now, it's not going to be the exact right colour, but when it dries out, in a couple of months from now, believe me, you will not notice. So she's quite a tight fit, it's quite wet timber, so we just plug it in there, and with my little mallet here, I'm just going to tap that down. Yeah, so it's a nice snug fit. Now normally what I'd do is I would leave that for the glue to harden, and then I'd come back and trim it off, but for our purposes today, it's just as easy for me to grab a chisel, and I'll just bring it into the side here. I can give that a little bit of tap and take a little bit off, and then I can just work down and trim that puppy down. And when that dries out, that'll disappear quite nicely. If you're going to get really fussy, you could of course use a little bit of sandpaper just to rub it in, but I'll do another one for you. So it's a little bit of glue, not a lot, just a little button of glue, lining up the grain. Pop it tight, this one. We'll see how we go. Oh, she's tricky. Come on, stop. Give it a little bit of a tap. Like I say, recommend that that's now left to go off. Come back maybe tomorrow and trim those off. And that's a lovely way to finish off the outer perimeter of the boards. Remember, we're only doing this on the very last board or the very first board up next to the house.